Hello, everyone. Luis Concepcion here from Strategic Profit Line Trading, coming to you with the plan of the week for week number 9. As always, here's our disclosures. This content is for educational purposes only. I am not a financial advisor nor given any advice. Past performance does not guarantee future results, and all investment involves risk. Here's our agenda for the week. I'll cover the news, provide a market overview of the indices. Earnings season is winding down. All the big companies is pretty much finished out last week. NVIDIA being the last of the Mag 7 to report. We got 420 companies reporting this week, and I'll do my best to provide you with levels for this week. Here's our week 8 results. Provided 25 zones, went 2-0, no entry on 21. Sideways market. Market was pretty much sideways. It's been sideways since November. So challenging, and not everything meeting entries. HIMS and Planet Fitness are in the zones if you want to take a look at those again for this week. Provide you some opportunities, and or if you didn't take the appropriate options plays to get out of those trades this week, those two close in the zone. Here's our outlook for this week on earnings. Again, a lot of companies, all our major companies are out of the way. So now mainly it's up to the Russell to start providing levels for us. And those are the companies that are at a lower price point that we typically don't trade at Strategic Profit Line Trading. Went ahead and I updated where we're at. So again, only 2 wins this week, Zoom and Melly. If you took Melly, it did not work for stocks. However, it did work in options. That's bringing our totals to 30 and 7 on the year. Moving into the news is going to be interesting on what happens on Sunday at the open of the futures market, given the conflict that we're having right now in Iran and how the market's going to receive that. However, there is no news for Sunday besides us anticipating what's going to happen in the market for the conflict we're currently in. So moving on to Monday morning, we have the ISM PMI report. That's going to be 30 minutes after they open. So be mindful of that. In addition to what's going on overseas, be mindful you might want to wait 30 minutes before you take your first trade or be ready for the volatility. For those of you trading futures and forex, be mindful that the Australian dollar has a report because the governor is speaking midday, so be mindful of that. And then the Japanese yen, you have another governor speaking in the hours of the night, so be mindful of that for those of you trading futures and forex. Moving on to Tuesday, you can see the British pound will have volatility in the hours of the night due to its annual budget release, so be mindful of that overnight. And the Australian dollar has its GDP. All that happened in the overnight hours. Nothing for the U.S. markets on Tuesday. Moving on to Wednesday, we have non-farm employment change, and that's going to be at 5:15 on Wednesday morning for the U.S. market. So that should cause some volatility into the market open with another PMI report 30 minutes after the bell. So some volatility on Wednesday morning. A lot of volatility concurrent with the conflicts we're having overseas. And then on Thursday, we have unemployment claims. That's going to be pre-market as well. And then Friday, it's the first Friday of the month, so we have non-farm payroll. So some volatility on Friday as well. So pretty much volatility. Let me not say volatility. Anticipated reports every day, with the exception of Tuesday, and we have conflict overseas now. So this might be a volatile week for the markets, transitioning from February into March. All right, transitioning into the charts, as you can see, this is the SPX. We've been pretty much sideways since October. We're pretty much still in the same area. So if you haven't been trading this range, you're pretty much at break even since October of last year. However, our levels have been holding if you've been using our supply level to exit and our demand level to enter. Now, with the conflict that we're having, maybe we'll finally break to the downside and get a larger correction, or the market may not react to it and we move down in the overnight hours and recover. So yet to see what's going to happen. However, we're going to still keep these levels in play. That supply level being 6966.69 to 6995.41 on the supply side. On the demand side, if we finally break this 6785 level to 6757, our next level is going to be at 6717 to 6658. Moving on to the NASDAQ. For the Nasdaq, a lot, not a lot weaker, but moving sideways as well. It's actually lower since October. You can see a little bit lower since October, but our levels have been holding pretty fine here as well. Nasdaq 25,882 to 26,206. Nvidia playing a big part in it falling this week for the Nasdaq to fall. On the demand side, 24,238 to 23,877.55. Be mindful. No, this level's still good, and you have a subsequent level right below it. So, in the event this weekend causes the markets to fall, 24, I would say 24,000 and below, start looking at opportunities to take the market back up. Moving on to the Dow Jones or the DIA, you can see that the DIA has some weakness. This past week, this level is no longer valid. This has worked twice. So the next level on the demand is going to be 484 to 478. Dow showing a little bit more weakness now from Friday when the market gapped down. Supply level is going to still remain the same, 501.27 to 505.52. Moving on to the rut, as you can see, the rut pretty much weak, stronger than the Dow as it's staying sideways as well. But our level's still intact, 25.85 to 25.62 on the demand side, and on the supply side, 27.13 to 27.36. Transitioning into earnings, the first company I have for you is going to be Berkshire Hathaway, the B shares, not the class B shares, not class A shares. BRK/B is your ticker. BRK.Bravo is your ticker for those of you not on Thinkorswim. Our levels have been holding here, 472.54 to 460.72. You can see this level has worked several times on the demand side. And then on the supply side, we have 534.43 to 542.13. Next company I have for you reporting also on Monday morning is going to be Norwegian Cruise Lines. Our levels have been holding here pretty well and steady here. On the supply side, 25.81 to 27.45. On the demand side, 15.01 to 14.04. Next company I have for you is going to be AAON, ticker symbol AAON. On the demand side, 59.26 to 51.71. On the supply side, 108.66 to 119.04. Be mindful that this level has worked already several times, so utilize it with caution. Your next supply level is going to be at 131.34 to 138.34. Transitioning to Monday after the market, Riot is going to be your first company. For those of you who are looking for a vehicle to trade with Bitcoin, this might see some turmoil this weekend as Bitcoin did fall 4,000 points over the weekend due to what's happening in Iran. And it did recover. So not sure what volatility that will bring this on Monday morning. However, on the demand side, 6.65 to 5.12. On the supply side, 21.61 to 26.59. Next company I have for you is going to be Mongo, ticker symbol MDB. On the demand side, 220.49 to 198.09. On the supply side, 435.22 to 460.02. Next company I have for you is Dave, ticker symbol Dave. On the demand side, 108.53 to 77.10. And no supply for you in this company. Moving on to Tuesday morning before the market opens, the first company I have for you is going to be Target, ticker symbol TGT. Our levels have been holding here. Pretty much demand was at 86 to 78.21, and we're working our way up to the supply zone. Next supply zone I have for you is going to be at 127.02 to 131.75. Next company I have for you is Best Buy, ticker symbol BBY. On the demand side, 46.72 to 41.87. On the supply side, 88.57 to 91.65. Next company I have for you is going to be C, ticker symbol SE. On the demand side, 96.81 to 91.93 with a subsequent level at 83.27 to 75.29. On the supply side, 178.66 to 184.99. Next company I have for you is going to be Onan, ticker symbol ONON. On the demand side, 30.72 to 27.34. On the supply side, 56.09 to 58.21. Next company is going to be AutoZone, ticker symbol AZO. On the demand side, 3,028.90 to 2,978.76. On the supply side, 4,312.34 to 4374.40. Moving on to Tuesday after the close, first company I have for you is CrowdStrike, ticker symbol CRWD. Software has taken an extensive hit. A lot of demand coming into this level worked 343.25 to 318.15. You got a subsequent level here at 300 to 271 and another level here at 245 to 228. So you may want to let earnings play out to see what this does prior to taking any action, unless you know the appropriate strategies to take in the event you want to own CrowdStrike, whether that's via verticals or cash secured puts. On the supply side, 473.23 to 488.17, with a subsequent level here at 504.72 to 530.56. Next company I have for you is going to be Ross, ticker symbol ROST. No supply as Ross has made all new time highs this last week at 206.40. First level I have for you on the demand side is going to be at 179.52 to 173.59. In the event of an overshoot, your next level is going to be at 163.47 to 157.42 on the demand side. Moving on to Wednesday morning, first company I have for you is going to be Abercrombie & Fitch, ticker symbol ANF. Levels have been holding pretty steady and well this year on this ticker as well. On the demand side, 64.02 to 57.15, with a subsequent level at 55 to 48. And on the supply side, 124.32, 134.42. Transitioning to Wednesday afternoon, first company I have for you is Okta, ticker symbol OKTA. On the demand side, 52.53 to 46.79. On the supply side, 120.93 to 127.80. Let me type in Broadcom, as I think I skipped this and didn't cover it, or I didn't put it in. But Broadcom also has earnings on the demand side, 253.94 to 240.77. And on the supply side, 393.44 to 414.61. Next is going to be Cracker Barrel, ticker symbol CBRL. On the demand side, 22.13 to 15.24. On the supply side, 49.30 to 55.81. Moving on to Thursday, first company I have for you is going to be Kroger, ticker symbol KR, another company that's been held on our levels pretty well and steady this year. On the demand side, 57.28 to 54.46. On the supply side, 73.89 to 74.92. Next company I have for you is going to be Burlington Coat Factory, ticker symbol BURL. On the demand side, 271.62 to 259.66. On the supply side, 337.65 to 358.37. Next company I have for you and transitioning to Thursday after the market is going to be Marvell, ticker symbol RMVL. On the demand side, 68.57 to 66.04, with a subsequent level at 64.30 to 61.18. On the supply side, 103.34 to 112.75. Next company I have for you is going to be Costco. Costco's been holding a lot of levels pretty well as well. On the demand side, 853.67 to 790.43. On the supply side, 1025.52 to 1065.80. And I just saw this level right here. We're going to go with 892.92 to 869.57. Gonna do it for me in the charts this week. If you're not doing so already, do me a favor and follow me on social media. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. If you'd like to learn more about what we do here at SPL Trading, feel free to email me, DM me, or contact me. Feel free look to join our WhatsApp group. And as always, till next time, happy trading.